people have like serious nostalgia from like this golden age of Ubisoft games where we would get games like this and you know, Blood Dragon and a couple others within like a 2 or 3 year span. Like there was definitely a time during, I want to say like the, you know, PS2, maybe early PS3 era where they were kind of firing on all cylinders.
So on the subject of collectibles and whatnot, a Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake got another leak. This time it is just somebody found a full-on collector's edition statue of Edward Kenway. And again, the Assassin's Creed Black Flag remake has not been announced. It is an unconfirmed game that is such a comically open secret at this point that Assassin's Creed's official Twitter account is in on it. They replied to this post with the GTA San Andreas, "aw shit, here we go again" meme. So Assassin's Creed on Twitter or X or whatever just replied to this post of leaked stuff from their game. They're not even trying to be like, oh, take that down, or like, oh, no comment. They're just like, yep, here we go again, just another leak.
God, that's so frustrating. I mean, this is like, we didn't really talk about the Ubisoft stuff recently, mostly because it's like just a major bummer, right? Like they did restructuring and game cancellations and layoffs, and then voluntary layoffs and all of this stuff to say that a couple days afterwards they were like, we're still working on Beyond Good and Evil 2. And like, we know they shipped Skull and Bones after like having that in the oven for 100 years. They canceled the Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake, which I hope one day we get a documentary on what happened there, because that seemed like such a slam dunk, right? Like it's a beloved game. It's not like you're building a brand new thing, not to undermine how difficult game development is, but like that just seems so, you know, it didn't seem like that was the kind of thing that needed to be in the oven for 5 or 6 years and then get canceled. And this one, you know, same deal. Like, I understand that people have modern expectations of what like an open world Assassin's Creed game should be like, but I don't think anybody would be going into Black Flag with those exact expectations. And Black Flag's big enough and open enough and sort of like, to me, has always been the bridge between traditional Assassin's Creed games and the more modern ones that people love so much. And so like I don't know why this isn't official. Maybe they're like afraid to announce it because this one is also, you know, undergoing major development issues, but like it just sucks, man. Like they announced
Prince of Persia remake. They showed a trailer for a version that never came out.
Yep.
And then they announced that it's not happening.
Yep.
They announced Beyond Good and Evil 2 multiple times over and showed stuff from it. It is so funny to me that this thing doesn't officially exist. Like on the Ubisoft earnings call lineup thing, there's just unannounced game, and everyone's like, we know what it is. And the beautiful irony of all of this is a franchise about stealth.
Yeah.
It's all about secret societies. It's all about remaining undetected. And I feel like every year in Assassin's Creed something leaks, and it's always in the most comically like buffoonerous is a word, but it's that kind of way. Like in this case, somebody's just like, yeah, here's a statue of the main character. It's a new one. It hasn't announced anywhere. And then the main account is like, Jeepers, not us. Couldn't be. We're in on it.
I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever documented like some of the weirdest and most bizarre leaks in video game history, but there was, I forget what it was. I think it was a Blizzard game where like somebody just left an entire binder at like a sandwich shop. It might have even been like a Subway. And somebody else walked in and was like, holy moly, look at all this. And then it's like, with Ubisoft, I swear there were like multiple times where somebody was either on a plane or a train on an iPad with a laptop, and there was a gamer sitting right behind them. Mm-hmm. And the guy in front of them had the screen on at max brightness, and it said like, do not show anyone, but this is the brand new game it was just like comically, and they're like taking pictures of it and live tweeting it and all this. And yeah, it's just funny to me, man. And then with this thing, to have them officially just not even acknowledge it, but sort of just be like, well, we're back going through this cycle again, aren't we? Like, it's just say it, man. Just say it. Say you're working on the game.
The guy who plays Edward Kenway, like he was on TikTok, just like telling fans about it at some convention. I feel like there have been documents about this leak. It's funny that it's always Assassin's Creed. Like there's plenty of other, I feel like we always hear rumblings about Call of Duty, years in advance. Yep. There's also, I don't know, Capcom's entire 10-year plan got leaked a few years ago, so we're still waiting on a couple things that were on there. But yeah, we hear these rumors and these things, but it's just funny that it's like it's it's this game about dudes sneaking around in the shadows and like all this stuff that's secrets and intrigue.
Yeah,
and
no,
somebody on a laptop being like, top secret game, release date Q3.
I like the idea of somebody doing like the giant, like an assassin doing the dive off of like the Sistine Chapel and then landing in a pile of hay, and then the guards find him because they can like see the glow of his iPad screen, and then they hear notifications. They're like, "Aha, we got you!" No, our producer Nick just put up a shot of the headline about the Assassin's Creed voice actor. There it is. I just want to point out that the strapline there says "Seeing is believing," and it's spelled SEAING. Well done.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it just makes me groan so hard that I just go revert into laughter. No, I love that. And yeah, how they threatened basically to sue him because he talked about this at a convention and was like, yeah, I think it's happening. And so I don't know. This is one of those things where I've realized recently. So I'll say this. I loved Assassin's Creed Shadows. I really liked Star Wars Outlaws. I loved Far Cry 6. There's a lot of stuff. I love the new the sort of roguelite Prince of Persia thing that they did. The most recent like side-scrolling Prince of Persia is like that stuff is all awesome to me. There is also a lot of stuff that Ubisoft does that I have like no interest in whatsoever, right? Like For Honor is on its like 10th or 12th year of being a hit with people. I don't know any of them, but people like that game, and so I don't want to take that from them.
5 out of 5 people who play For Honor play For Honor. Did you know that?
They love it, and you know what? Power to you, man. I play old ass games all the time, so what am I going to say to that? And then there's a lot of like games as a service stuff that they do that I'm not interested in at all, right? Like I never cared about Just Dance or whatever. A third, or if not half, of every one of their showcases or press conferences through all of E3 history was just stuff that totally washed over me. But there was a thing going on Reddit the other day. People have like serious nostalgia from like this golden age of Ubisoft games, where we would get games like this and Blood Dragon and a couple others within like a 2 or 3 year span. Like there was definitely a time during, I want to say like the PS2, maybe early PS3 era, where they were kind of firing on all cylinders. And obviously they've fallen into the same pits as every other game developer, where it's like it costs too much money, it takes too much time, there's so much expectation for open world gameplay, details, textures, music, all that, right? It takes a lot. And that's why I was pretty sour on them the other day in a statement being like, we're going to lean into like Gen AI stuff and like figure out how to cut corners and fire artists. I'm like, yuck. But like, this is one of those things. It is such a, it's such a great, easy PR win. It is such a slam dunk to get in the good graces of the audience, of people who might have nostalgia for like a golden era of Ubisoft games, maybe aren't connecting with any of the new stuff at all. And like I know Mirage was kind of like a half measure between those things, and it didn't sell very well, which was the other thing I was a little annoyed about, because people were like, bring back old Assassin's Creed. And they're like, okay, we did. And they're like, I'm not buying that. And I was like, okay, well, then they're going to keep making the open world ones that are like, that break records and stuff like that. So yeah, it's frustrating. This is the kind of game that deserves to get modernized. It's the kind of game that deserves to, meet the nostalgia of the original fans, and then also service a brand new audience of people that never got to play it. Like I said, it's a massive game. It's not overwhelmingly massive like Valhalla, where you're like, I'm going to spend 190 hours in this game, and I didn't even finish the checklist. Like it's got fantastic gameplay. It's great sailing, like really great art direction, awesome voice acting, really cool story. It's a great game, and I want to see it return. I think maybe they're just terrified to announce it officially because it's probably in trouble, or it doesn't exist at all, and we're all crazy.
Well, maybe they were originally like planning to release it, I think this quarter, and then part of that whole earnings debacle call thing, they were like, it's been pushed a year, which just seems, I don't know, I feel like we'll get it before then, but it's also, I don't know, maybe they're trying to do like a shadow drop or whatever, because I mean, we had like that Elder Scrolls Oblivion remake,
which did well.
Then again, people had heard about for ages, and I'm just waiting for any minute now. I feel like we're going to get the same thing with Fallout 3, because again, that was leaked by the U.S. government in like the FTC trial. Like just we got all these great reveals from court documents. keep it locked to the court document.
I mean, we talk about this like every week, right? Like, what is that sweet spot between announcing a game and not putting it out for 6 years and then just suddenly shadow dropping it and it's available? I know that like I like getting excited for stuff to an extent, right? At some point, I'm just like if it's been in the oven too long, I don't care. I start eating cheese and crackers, right? I don't like. No, I'm not gonna. If your dinner's cooking for 5 hours, okay. I'm gonna get a snack, right? I'm gonna hit the charcuterie board because at some point it's like I'm hungry. And this is, I think if they shadow drop this game, I would buy it that second, right? Because it would just be like, this is out right now, and like there's that urgency, you rush to it, right? Like, so maybe you're right. Maybe that's the plan. Like maybe that's something that they're working on here.
I think it's just waiting until there's not not a bunch of other stuff happening and being, pardon the expression, all hands on deck.
There's never, there's never a time. You'll never get a time again when nothing else is happening. Like Hollow Knight shadow dropped, and or as close as you can get to shadow drop, they were like, it's out, in 2 days or whatever. And there was a whole storm from all these other indies that were like, hey man, not cool. So it's like, whether they were right or wrong, it was interesting reading their perspective of like, we've been working on this for a long time. We've had an established release date, and you can't blame Team Cherry for just being like, yeah, man, we weren't like on, we didn't watch Max's biggest games releases of the month video that month. And they're not going to build their entire marketing strategy around making sure they don't step on other toes, right? Because they knew that they were big enough to do their own thing. Just like GTA knows they're big enough to do their own thing. And so, yeah, I don't know. There was a time when an Assassin's Creed game, or at least something like this, would be, everybody would clear out of the way for it. But there's really no good time anymore. It's not like we just have, the fall when games come out and everyone's like pushing for Q4. Like there are big releases every you do a video on this every month. There are big releases every week now, and there are indie releases every week that turn out to be the biggest thing you've ever seen. And all of a sudden, like some small game you've never heard of is dominating the charts on Steam. Like we talked about Highguard a week ago that like peaked with 90,000 concurrence, and then basically everybody, by this week,
after we put up the episode being like, could this be the next Overwatch?
Yeah, and
it's just like no one's playing it anymore.
Yeah, no one's playing it anymore, and it's like
the thing that happened, I guess last weekend was the big complaint was it's only 3v3, and then they were like, we're having a limited time event where it's 5v5, and everyone's like, hooray, and they're like, never mind, it's going away. And I don't know, they've also since patched a bunch of this stuff. Again, it's such a moving target to quantify whether or not a game is good, and yeah, you have this opportunity to make a big splash and get everyone's attention.
I get it with the puns there.
Yeah, You don't want to belly flop, but I don't know. You want to make some waves.
Yeah,
the pirate boat.
And if you look at consumers now, there's a lot of guppies and whales, and
I think if they announce this game, people are gonna buy it, and they're gonna go, I like being a pirate. It's a good time, and there's gonna be something in there that people get mad about. Like the rumor is they're removing all the modern day stuff, which. Again, there's obviously an audience for that out there, all the Abstergo, stuff where you like walk around an office in first person and go onto people's laptops.
You know what they should do? Because the modern day stuff is how many years old now?
20.
Like whenever this game came
15.
out, right? And I think it took place like a few years, and excuse me if I don't have my facts entirely correct. I try and skip as many of those sequences as possible, because for me, when I play Assassin's Creed, I'm not there for that. If you're one of those people that loves that stuff, I don't want to take that from you. But also, if that is the stuff that's holding up this remake, then those scenes should be in their original graphics, and they should be playing unlicensed, Muzak or whatever from 2004 or whatever that takes place, and they should be entirely skippable for people like me, so I can get back to the big, beautiful, lush open world. I don't want to be in an office.
Would you rather go on a tropical pirate vacation where you can go anywhere in your boat and do sea shanties, or would you rather be in an office? I don't know about you, but that office looks like it has some great cabinets to check out. I don't know. I want this. I want to hear about this game. I want to know what's going on with this game. I would like to play it at some point. Maybe someday we will. Who knows? But in the meantime, there is a collector's edition statue that leaked, and the official account says it's there. So I don't. Yeah, it's such an openly leaked game that everyone's just kind of like, yep. It sure is a thing. It's just an open secret. It's no one's even.
I want a collector's edition statue of the "aw shit, here we go again" meme. I want something that's like really, really nice. It's like a diorama picture box, and
what that'd be good? I feel like
that'd be great.
A bobblehead you put on your dashboard that has the "aw shit, here we go" again, and you just You go over a speed bump and it just, oh shit, here we go again. Facing away from
You're driving to work and it just says it 24/7. I love that.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from Beyond, IGN's weekly PlayStation show. You can find the full episode over on youtube.com/IGN Games. And don't forget, new episodes of Beyond drop every Wednesday on IGN.com, the IGN Games YouTube, and all your favorite podcast platforms. Thanks again for watching, and as always, Beyond.